What's up, guys? Kyle here with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we've got another knife overview slash review of this guy here. This is the Cobra Tech OTF. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be going over one of my favorite knives, actually one of the first, or it is actually the first OTF knife that I have ever purchased, except for maybe some cheap gas station one back whenever I was young. This is the Cobra Tech OTF, more specifically the medium size FS-X, FS-X, in their gray color. I was first introduced to Cobra Tech by a buddy that I work with. He went to a trade show or a hunting show, I can't remember which one, and Cobra Tech had a booth. He was so impressed that he bought one. He's actually had his for quite a long time, and he swears by them. And I was looking for a OTF, and was looking, just like everybody else, looking for an OTF. You know, what's the best ones out there? I was looking at Microtech and Benchmade, you know, all the ones who have high quality OTFs out there. And since he had a Cobra Tech, I played with it for a little bit, did some research on the company, had a dealer in Huntsville who has these. Another shout out to my guy John over at Knives and More in Huntsville, Alabama. If you live around, please go check him out. He's got awesome stuff, including a dealer for Cobra Tech. Cobra Tech is a company out of Texas, so it is an American-made knife. And, you know, when you have an Microtech, Ultratech, you know, next to one of these guys, the quality is about the same in my opinion. Now, you know, I haven't taken anything apart or nothing like that, but this thing is, so fast, so snappy. It works every single time. I've never had a failure, and trust me, I do this all the time, all day long. If I'm carrying this in my pocket, which I do, I am just releasing and going to, it's just so awesome. If you don't have an OTF, you really can't appreciate it or think you might not want one until you put one in your hand and start playing with it, and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta have one. This particular one, like I said, is the medium version. They have a small and they have a large. I love the medium size. It's pretty great as far as my hand size is concerned. It's got a good grip on it, not too huge though. And all of their knives come with D2 tool steel, which of course is an excellent steel. You know, pretty good edge retention. It's not the most corrosion resistant steel out there, but still does a pretty good job. I have quite a few knives in D2 steel, and I love it. You can see their logo there. Nice little milling and slots in the blade and just looks awesome, looks cool. They have a couple of different variations, have actually quite a few different styles of the knife. This one is actually a lot less weight than the one that my buddy had. I can't remember the model he has, but this one is ultra light. It's got the aviation aluminum handles. So I think it's 6061, I believe. I can't remember. But, you know, relatively lightweight. It's got this big old glass breaker on the back, which I'm not a huge fan of. It kind of sticks out a little too far, but it's basically holding the pocket clip on, and as you can see, it's a deep carry clip. If you just didn't have this, you would never see it in your pocket. But you know, hey, it's there, it's fine. Haven't tried to break any glass, and I don't think I will, but it's there if you need it. The pocket clip is reversible for your left. All you gotta do is take this off and flip it to this side, and so it's truly an ambidextrous knife. I don't really have, we're going to go ahead and get some dimensions on this thing because I don't have it in front of me. Let's see here if I can get pretty close. We're looking at tip to tip around 8 inches. You know, let's see, probably around 3 1/4 blade length. It's kind of hard for me to see through this doggone camera. But you know, I like this size. That's why I went with a medium. Let's go ahead and see what the weight is on this guy. So 3.65 ounces. That's light, especially for an all metal construction. I mean, it's aluminum. This is a steel glass breaker. Can't talk today. And pocket clip. You can see their nice logo on that as well. So to me, it's a perfectly fine weight to carry this thing around, and I do carry it. And blade comes super sharp. So let's go ahead and see how it compares to some of the staple knives as far as size. You know, here's your Ontario Rat 1, which is much larger than this medium-sized version of the knife. There it is against your Ontario Rat 2. Here it is against the PM2. As you can see, PM2's slightly larger, and then a little offering from Benchmade. There's the Super Freak, same thing. So you can kind of see the size that you're getting. You're getting a relatively narrow blade with a wide handle, but that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to most OTF knives. The most OTF knives also are going to have just a slight bit of blade play in them, just like I said, nature of the beast on the design for these. There is a maker that makes an OTF called the Deadlock. Very expensive knife. I think it's actually a custom maker who makes it. But that's about the only OTF I know that's not going to have somewhat of blade play. Now, as you can see, as far as the construction, has these basically proprietary screws on there, and it does come with a tool to take it apart. It also comes with a I'm going to call it a sheath. It's more like a pouch, but I guess it's a sheath. Anyway, it's fairly nice, but I wouldn't carry this knife in that. I carry it in my pocket with a pocket clip. But it's a very nice fidgety. You guys know I love my fidget factor. You know, you can use this to do almost all everyday task, and but I'll be honest with you, sometimes I will carry this in my left pocket, and this will be like a defensive blade if I have to have a defensive blade, which most of the time I'll have a second knife. I either have this on my person in my left pocket for just a strictly defense blade, or I have my little Izula 2 on that side, or even the CRKT Provoke. The reviews for those particular knives are coming, so stay tuned for that. But the price that you pay for this versus a Microtech, you're going to spend $280, $300 for a knife similar to this. This knife is $160. That's an absolute great deal, in my opinion. You get D2 steel, which is a great steel. It's a budget steel now, but it's a great steel. And the construction on this thing is absolutely amazing. You can see the seams there, the milling, the jimping on the push button. I mean, I'm telling you, if you flick this thing all day long like I have, you'll eat up your fingers. I'll say that, because I do that a lot, and then all of a sudden my fingerprint scanner wouldn't work on my phone because I was playing with it so doggone much. But for the money you pay for this, $160, you're getting an awesome deal. If you're looking to get into an OTF and you want a quality OTF and not one of those cheaper versions, or if you've already bought those versions, you're like, you know what, I want to step it up to get a quality OTF, I absolutely recommend Cobratech. I just don't. I was going to buy Microtech Ultratech, and now that I know about these and have this, I'm not going to. This makes me perfectly happy, and it is definitely one that I am going to keep in my collection. Probably won't have another OTF because I have this one, because it's just not, it's not totally my deal, but I'm glad that I have it, and it was not going anywhere. I do carry this knife. Of course, you have to check your local laws to see if you're actually allowed to carry these things in your state. If you're not, please move, because you don't have freedom. So anyway, if you like this knife and you like this review, please hit the like button. If you like this particular kind of content, help me out, hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more to come on this channel, a lot more knife reviews, and I will see you in the next one.